Hey Ravens fans, here we are with the latest news from our Baltimore Ravens team. I'll tell you all about it, but before we get into today's big story, be sure to hit that like button and subscribe so you never miss out on the latest updates on all things Ravens. Trust me, you won't want to miss this. Okay, let's talk about the big name that's been floating around in trade rumors right now, none other than Haason Reddick. If you've been following the news, you know that Reddick is currently at the top of the NFL trade block, with Bleacher Report listing him as the #1 trade candidate heading into Week 2 of the season. The drama surrounding him and the New York Jets has been building for weeks, and now it appears that both the Baltimore Ravens and Carolina Panthers are eyeing Reddick as a potential game-changer for their defenses. Reddick, a dominant pass rusher who has posted double-digit sacks for 4 consecutive seasons, is in the midst of a contract dispute with the Jets. After joining them this offseason, he's already demanding a new deal and even requested a trade after missing the season opener. According to reports, he's racking up fines from the NFL for missing offseason activities, and it seems like a trade isn't just possible, it's imminent. So why should Ravens fans be excited about this? Well, let's break it down. First, Baltimore needs to increase its pass rush. With the loss of players like Jadeveon Clowney, the team has been leaning on young talent like Odafowa and David Ohabo to step up. Don't get me wrong, those guys have potential, but let's be honest, there's no substitute for a proven veteran like Reddick. Adding him to the mix would give the Ravens a legitimate threat of pass pressure on every down, and we all know how important that is for a team chasing a Super Bowl. Reddick has 27 sacks over the past 2 seasons, and pairing that kind of production with the speed and versatility of the Ravens defense could take this team to the next level. And considering how unpredictable the AFC North can be, we need every advantage we can get. But it's not just the Ravens who have their eye on Reddick. The Carolina Panthers are also interested, especially after losing one of their defensive stars in Derek Brown. Reddick could easily become the face of Carolina's defense if they make a move for him. However, it's clear that Reddick wants to join a contender, and the Ravens could be the perfect fit for him to not only showcase his skills, but also have a real shot at winning a championship. If the Ravens make a serious offer, Reddick could be looking at signing a 2-year deal, something that is definitely within Baltimore's reach, especially considering his $25 million per year asking price. Now, the big question is whether Jets general manager Joe Douglas will actually pull the trigger on a trade. Douglas has made it clear that he doesn't want to move Reddick, but honestly, the Jets would be missing out on a huge opportunity if they didn't at least entertain offers. Holding off on negotiations until Reddick reports to the team will only create more tension, and both sides will end up in a worse situation if they continue to go back and forth like this. If the Ravens can make a solid offer, they could beat out other teams like the Panthers and bring in one of the best pass rushers in the league. The move would solidify Baltimore as a serious contender in a loaded AFC, and Reddick would be joining a team that is already built to win. So, what do you think, Ravens fans? Is Haason Reddick the missing piece for a Super Bowl run this year? Could he be the final piece to transform our defense into an unstoppable force? Or do you think we should be patient and let the young guys develop? I want to hear your thoughts. Leave your comments below and let's get the conversation started. We're going to get to some critical updates coming up in Week 2. And it's a mix of accountability, injury updates, and matchups that could define this season. So, let's get started. First, we have straightforward honesty and leadership from Kyle Hamilton. Now, if you watched our game against the Chiefs in Week 1, you know there was a crucial play in the 4th quarter that pretty much sealed the deal for Kansas City. It was that 35-yard touchdown pass from Patrick Mahomes to his rookie wideout Xavier Worthy. What happened? Miscommunication and coverage left Worthy wide open for the score, putting us down by 10. And well, that's pretty much all she wrote. But here's the thing I respect about Hamilton. He's not making excuses. He came out and took full accountability for the blown coverage. In his own words, that mistake was on me, 100%. I played the wrong call. It wasn't on Coach or Marlon, Humphrey, or anybody else. I got kind of mixed up. That's what you want to hear from a guy like Hamilton, who holds himself to such a high standard. He's owning up to it, and that shows you the kind of leadership he brings to this defense. Now, Hamilton's aware it's a week-to-week league, and he's already looking forward to making things right when the Ravens open up at home against the Las Vegas Raiders in Week 2. He's determined to tighten things up, and as he pointed out, execution is key. We've got the talent on defense, but if we're going to make a serious run this season, every detail has to be sharp. Speaking of sharp, let's move on to some injury updates. Our rookie outside linebacker Adisa Isaac has been sidelined with a hamstring issue, but there's good news. He practiced on a limited basis for the first time since August 17th and could make his Ravens debut this Sunday. You can tell Isaac is hungry to get on the field, saying he's feeling the best he's felt since OTAs and staying mentally sharp while he's been out. Coach Harbaugh is optimistic but cautious, as Isaac still needs to have a strong week of practice to be cleared. Isaac's energy and pass rushing ability could be a big boost for our linebacker rotation, so keep your eyes on him as the week progresses. Now, while we're talking defense, we have to look ahead to the Raiders game and how we plan to handle their relentless pass rusher, Max Crosby. If you don't already know, Crosby is coming off a career-high season with 14.5 sacks in 2023, and he's the definition of a game wrecker. Coach Harbaugh is already scheming to deal with Crosby, and he knows it won't be a one-man job. "You can't put 11 guys on one guy," Harbaugh said, "but you can bet our O-line will have their hands full. This guy plays nearly every snap, and his energy is off the charts, so we'll need to have a well-coordinated effort to keep Lamar Jackson upright." Speaking of Lamar, he's got his own history with Crosby. You might remember that 2021 game against the Raiders when Crosby was all over the field with 2 sacks and 5 quarterback hits. But Lamar, being Lamar, was having fun with it, even exchanging some friendly trash talk with Crosby mid-game. "He was high motor. I was talking trash back," Lamar said, adding some respect to Crosby's relentless play. So yeah, it's going to be a battle in the trenches come Sunday. Another defensive player to keep an eye on is Nnamdi Madubuike. He made some noise in Week 1 with a half sack on Mahomes, though he could have had more if not for a flag. What's interesting about Madubuike this year is that he's shed a few pounds. He's now playing at around 285 to 290 pounds, about 5 to 10 pounds lighter than last year. Why? He's trying to stay quicker and more agile, focusing on his twitch and burst off the line. That extra quickness might come in handy against the tough Raiders offensive line. Madubuike's mindset? He's all about shedding weight the right way, drinking more water, cutting out fried foods, and focusing on his conditioning. And here's something cool. He's likened to Aaron Donald, who at one point played at just 255 to 260 pounds when he posted a 20.5 sack season back in 2018. While Madubuike isn't going that light, he's definitely leaning into the idea that mobility and twitch can be as important as raw power, especially in a division as competitive as the AFC North. Lastly, Hamilton isn't letting one bad play define him. This defense has too much potential to let a mistake or two derail the entire unit. Execution is everything, and as Hamilton said, it's a week-to-week league. There's no doubt that he and the entire defense are looking to bounce back in a big way. The addition of players like Adisa Isaac could be huge, and if the offense and defense both click, this team is going to be scary. So, here's my question to you, Ravens fans. What's your take on Kyle Hamilton owning up to that mistake against the Chiefs? Do you think this is the kind of leadership we need for our defense to take that next step? And how do you see us handling Max Crosby this Sunday? Do you think we can keep him in check and give Lamar the time he needs to do his thing? Drop your comments below. I want to hear from you. And as always, if you enjoyed today's video, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe for more Ravens news, updates, and game breakdowns. We're just getting started this season, and there's plenty more to come. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you in the next video. Go Ravens!